Today, we're gonna tell you the story of how we went from hating our 9-to-5 jobs to becoming full-time digital nomads, living in over 45 countries around the world while making money online. I'm Sumner.
And I'm Ali.
And we're currently recording from beautiful Phuket, Thailand.
It's starting to become a big cliche by now, but with this video, we want to show you that this lifestyle is realistic and attainable for anyone who's willing to put in the work. After 5 years of trial and error, we now have complete freedom of time and location. But no, it's not all sunshine and rainbows with passive income coming out of our ears.
But it's definitely better than being stuck to a desk job that you don't love. So let's jump back to 2017.
Sumner and I had just graduated college, and on June 3rd, we officially became Mr. and Mrs. Hobart. Then we went on an amazing honeymoon along the west coast of the US. We flew into Seattle, then we rented a car and drove all along the coast all the way to San Diego. So no, it wasn't your typical relaxing by the poolside kind of honeymoon. It was a trip full of adventure, hikes, unique foods, amazing views, and we immediately realized how much we loved experiences like that. But at the same time, we're also very excited to start our new independent life at our real jobs.
And my first official job after college was working for this cool new startup downtown, basically doing market research projects for Adidas. Specifically where high school and college athletes would have a phone and would record different things like, hey, what do you think about these new sneakers? You know, things you like or dislike. How do you dress up for game day? Do you go like top down or do you style up? Which sounds maybe a little bit silly, but these are very important data for Adidas that ultimately help them know kind of what products to launch or why certain products were more successful than others and ultimately make more money, right? So really cool, super excited, but within a few months, my excitement turned into dread. First thing, and you can let me know if you've experienced something similar or even experiencing something similar now, where freshly married, really frugal, like, hey, I'm saving up, focusing on retirement, getting life insurance, maxing out a 401k. I would pack lunch every time I'd come to the office. I know, looking back, I seem like kind of a loser, but in my mind, I was trying to set up my life the best way possible. Yeah. And with my coworkers, my brand new coworkers, they viewed this as sort of being better than them. They would go out to eat every day. I would pack to save money. They were talking about hookup stories. I am not hooking up. I have no hookup stories to talk about. So it was very kind of difficult. There's a bit of an age gap as well, but really realizing it was a toxic work environment. Also, even though the company was working on some really cool cutting edge projects, they didn't really know where to put me. Yeah. So what I ended up doing was transcribing videos, which means I would watch videos of athletes talking and I would write word for word what they were saying. Absolutely miserable. I knew, like, obviously my talents were way beyond what I was doing, but that's what they had me do. At the time, and even today, you could do this for like $3 an hour. So it really didn't make sense. So like, yeah, the work that I was doing, the coworkers that I had, including like the 20 to 30 minute commute through traffic and all of that was just kind of miserable.
And I was working at a very small architectural firm, literally 4 people counting myself and my boss. And although I didn't hate my job and didn't necessarily feel as miserable as Sumner on the surface, I didn't love it either. It was just a convenient job that was easy commute. Coworkers were pleasant. The pay was good enough, especially like Sumner said, we're frugal. We're never big spenders. But my biggest struggle was time. 2 weeks vacation per year and a handful of holidays was and still is absolutely crazy to me.
Yes.
First of all, my family is all from Brazil, so for me it was even harder because every year if I wanted to see my family, I pretty much had to use all of my vacation days by flying to Brazil or having them over, or maybe we could meet somewhere else. But I really struggled with that because there was so much I wanted to do, and especially traveling the world after going on our honeymoon and a handful of other little trips. I was craving more of that and there simply wasn't enough time.
And in less than 6 months, we really hit our breaking point. I remember distinctly, getting so excited. It's Friday night, mini celebration, movie, relax, don't think about work. But as soon as Saturday morning hit, I was already thinking, I have to go back into work on Monday morning and do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday again and again. So I'd literally be thinking and dreading going to work on the weekends. Then I would not be enjoying work during the weekdays. And for me, and I'm not ashamed to say this, it got to the point where on these 20, 30 plus minute commutes through traffic, I literally got into the parking garage downtown and I was like crying in my car, just not out of like sadness, but more frustration of thinking, this is gonna be my life for the next 40 years. Yeah. And even my coworkers, I remember telling, because I voiced some of this frustration with them just personally of like, oh, this is so much work and so much effort. I have so little time, like even like to work out, to shower, it feels like so squeezed. Yeah. And they said like, oh, well, you need to eat crap for 20 years before you can become something or do something, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this can't be, like, I cannot waste the best years of my life doing this. Like, something needs to change. I really wanted to quit, but I was so nervous because I'm like, nobody does this. Am I just ungrateful? Like, what's wrong with me? Because everyone else seems to be fine with this. So I remember praying with Allie, like, God, if you want me to quit, make these next 2 weeks miserable so I know for sure. Like, make them the worst 2 weeks ever. So I prayed this once, went into work, and for the next 2 weeks, they're the worst time of my entire time at this company. And what's funny is, I forgot.
I know, no, but I remember that things that didn't even make sense because your boss would like disagree or be mad at you for absolutely no reason. It would be like, what?
Like he'd tell me to do something, I would do it, and then, oh, this isn't done right, or oh, this or whatever, and like very frustrated, like here's something else. Then I would do it, like frustrated again, and like yell, and I'm like it didn't make any sense. That's what was weird. It wasn't self-fulfilling prophecy. I literally, for those next 2 weeks, was like, I'm gonna put in my full effort. And it was like the opposite. I put in more effort than ever. It got worse than ever. And then I knew, I'm like, wait, I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
So then at that point, then I put in my 2 weeks notice after those 2 weeks and said, hey, I'm quitting. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I can't be here. And left on pretty good terms, given the situation, with no idea of what we were gonna do next.
At this point in 2018, I was still working full-time, but constantly dreaming of a better lifestyle where we could travel more, live in places that actually excited us, which was not Ohio for us, where we were at the time.
Yeah, shocker.
But we knew we didn't want to live our lives always having to report to a boss, having our hours, the majority of our waking hours dictated by others. So we knew we had to have our own business. So we hit Google searching for the top online business for beginners.
And we came across this business idea called Amazon FBA. And basically the idea is you would find products that people are searching for, and you have keyword data to kind of show you, products people are looking for on Amazon, but they can't find, that there's no options there. Then you go to China, produce this product, ship into Amazon's warehouse. Amazon distributes around the country. They do all the shipping and all of that for a fee, which is basically like 30% of each unit.
By the way, you don't go to China. You can partner with Chinese suppliers all online.
Even though it's physical products, create a listing with images, with the title, and then people are searching. They find your product because you're basically the only one or only one of a few, and a percentage of people buy it. And then you launch another product, and that's how you make money. And for us, I was like, this sounds great. And I honestly don't know why exactly, but we're like, hey, let's do it.
Yeah.
So at the time, we pulled everything out of my 401k, which is about $7,000 to put into our first product launch on Amazon.
So in July of 2018, we launched our first product, and within just a few months, we were making as much money as both of our jobs combined. I was absolutely shocked. And for perspective, we didn't tell anyone we were going to do this because we were so worried that this was gonna be a scam. Like, we were literally just like trying to find an escape and didn't even fully think it was going to work out. For a little bit, I actually struggled thinking, should I quit my job? Even though like I wanted to, like I didn't want to work like that forever. But because I had invested so much money in college, building up my resume, I thought that I had to stay in that field, in the field of architecture. Otherwise it was gonna be a waste. But I remember someone telling me like, if you're really that passionate about architecture, you can always do that as a hobby on the side. I'm like, that's right, like let's work on something that is actually generating a lot of income, and I get to choose what I'm actually going to do with my time. So quit my job, and we went full in on building this product, what we call it, like this e-commerce business.
And of course, building our very first business with zero experience was equally exciting as it was stressful. First thing is, our product is in the travel space. During kind of the warmer months, it did really well. And then as it started getting colder, sales started declining and money got tight. We still could cover all expenses and we still had enough profit to take care of it, but we realized oh shoot, maybe we quit a little bit too soon.
Yeah.
But we did not give up. We watched Udemy courses, YouTube videos. We kept learning from our own mistakes and being thoughtful, talking to other people, other Amazon sellers, hey, what are you doing? Where are we messing up? And continued improving, launching more products.
And then in 2019, we took a trip to Europe with my family that changed everything for us. First of all, we realized how much we loved the Mediterranean. The climate, the people, the food, it was amazing. We went to Portugal, Spain, and Italy on that trip, and it was just so refreshing. Also, we realized that we could actually go on vacations and still manage our business from afar, which was life-changing because we were like, okay, we can easily be enjoying our lives, be with people that we love in beautiful, amazing places, and because all of our business was online, we could still manage anything that was needed from afar. And also during this trip, we read the book, The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. If you've read this book, you know how much it opens your mind because it talks about leveraging geographic locations and the power of currency. So earning in stronger currencies like we were with our online business, and then spending in weaker currencies like pesos or Brazilian reais, that can instantly give you a better quality of life.
Yeah, and a quote that I actually heard recently that's totally applicable is the fastest way to become a millionaire is earn 6 figures a year and live in Vietnam. Your lifestyle can go so far with your money, and that was kind of the beginning of realizing that.
For sure, that was when it clicked. Okay, all of our money is coming from our online business. Why are we working from our cold, depressing apartment in Cincinnati, Ohio? Mind you, it was in the middle of the winter when we came back and we're like, oh, this is not for us. So why are we working from here instead of from a place that is warm, that we can live close to the beach, that is cheaper?
So in February of 2020, we sold almost all of our belongings. All right, guys, garage sale is today. We're selling all of our stuff because we're obviously moving to another continent and another hemisphere. Let's go and take a quick look. And what's crazy about this that was shocked us is for the amount of stuff we had is fresh college grads, newlyweds. We really didn't have a ton of nice stuff.
Yeah.
We just had this garage sale because instead of renting a storage unit, we're like, let's sell this and make money to fund our travels, which is a great way for you to potentially get started. Yeah. And we made about $10,000.
Yeah.
Shocking. And we didn't even sell everything. We donated a bunch. Still had a couple boxes at my parents' place in their basement. Everything else was gone except for 2 suitcases of clothes and essentials, of course. So with that, we found a cool Airbnb in Florianópolis, Brazil, one of our, if not the #1 place in all of South America. Amazing. But anyway, found an Airbnb for a couple of months, some good reviews, sold all of our stuff, booked a flight there, and started our new digital nomad lifestyle. And what's funny is work-wise was almost identical in Brazil as it was in Cincinnati. I mean, think about it. We're working online, so the same work that we were doing in the US, we were doing from our Airbnb in Florianópolis. The difference was the lifestyle. So we'd work the same hours, but we wake up, go to the beach, read the Bible, watch the sunrise, come back, get some work done, go swim, go run, or go to the gym, feed some local monkeys that came in our backyard, literally feeding them bananas, chill out on the hammock, get some more work done, relax, watch a movie. On the weekends, we'd be going to, a local beach somewhere, amazing hikes, local meetups, things that we could never do in the United States, we were doing, and our cost of living was lower. Literally, in terms of work, pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
In terms of our lifestyle, it was far better overall. We still miss our friends and family. That's probably the biggest negative. But aside from that, everything was better. And we're spending less money.
Yeah, that was shocking.
Blew our minds because it went from when we were in the US, we're like, oh, we love the coast. Allie grew up by the coast. I didn't grow up by the coast, which made me really want to be by the coast. So we thought, oh, we have to live in Florida or California.
Yeah.
That's our only 2 options. Then we realized, oh my gosh, there are a ton of safe, cheap, beautiful places where you can be 10-minute walk or a 5-minute walk from the beach every single day of your life, if that's what you want, all over the earth. So it just got us excited to find even more places like this.
And once we had our fill of Floripa, we were super eager to find out what was next. So many different places to explore and live from. So we went to Turkey, Costa Rica, Mexico, South Africa, Oman, Slovenia, so many places, all while spending about the same amount of money that we were in our previous life, because we don't need to pay for a car, we pay way less for rent, and honestly, all this while we were building our businesses and making way more money than we ever dreamed of. But of course, balancing travel with work was not always easy, and we kept wanting to go to new places, work less, and upgrade our lifestyle. So we tested many different types of business models until we found the number one that gave us the most amount of money for the least amount of time, which is about $600 per hour. And that completely changed our digital nomad lifestyle. And we're able to truly live that on our own terms. So if you want to learn about that one business model, be sure to click the link in the description below, because we have a free training showing you how you can do the exact same.
And like Ali said, with the constant travels, there were a lot of ups and downs. We were averaging more than one country a month starting off because we wanted to see so many places, which was probably a bit intense. And through a lot of kind of trial and error, we arrived at a ratio that works great for us. So for every one full day that we want to spend out traveling in the city, in nature, or whatever, we want to allocate 6 additional days of doing work and nothing, just chilling on Airbnb, watching TV/working, which has worked really well for us. So now we went from over one country a month, which is crazy, to about 3 months per country and traveling slow, and it's been amazing.
In the past 5 years, we have learned so much from living in all of these different places that honestly people on vacation can never see. It is unbelievable. And it's crazy to think that a dream that we've had has become our reality, and it can become your reality too. Seriously, there has never been a better time in human history to become a digital nomad than right now, today. It is not gonna happen overnight, but if this is your dream too, you can make it happen. Even if you have a mortgage, or if you have kids, or if you don't own your own business like we do, there are so many ways that you can literally build this life the best way that fits for you.
And if you want the full, comprehensive, step-by-step guide that will show you how to go from where you are right now to work and live in the most beautiful and affordable countries on planet Earth, then check out our No Limit Nomads course, linked in the description of this video as well, along with everything else. Currently, we have the waitlist because we're putting finishing touches on this course, and you'll be the first to know once it goes live. But it'll show you everything from transitioning from your current lifestyle, whether you have a home, an apartment, whether you're already working as a freelancer, have your own business, or you don't, you have zero business or marketing experience, and how to transition into that, make money online in many different ways, in the way that works best for you, the best countries to visit, all the tips and tricks, mistakes to avoid that we learned the hard way so you don't have to. All of that and more in the No Limit Nomads course. So be sure to check that out. And remember, life is too short to settle.
God bless you and your travels, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Bye.